for all you guitar fans out there, I think I have something kind of unique to show you. If you already haven't seen it, I'd almost call it a hybrid. It's a S-series, so it's very thin, but very sturdy. Unlike some of the other S-series, it feels very comfortable, you know, in any of the incorrect ways us non-guitar pros like to play it. You know, sometimes I sit it on my lap, sometimes I'm playing lying down. But either way, this one feels a little different than the other S-series in the past that I've always played, because I've always was fascinated with the neck, and but just couldn't get over all the mechanics. And if you're one of those guys like me, is not too much of a tremolo guy, I just never got into it. Of course, when I started playing, I had to have one, but fell away from it. And also, I'm not a pro guitarist. I watch these kids on YouTube. I watch videos of guitar players all around the world, and they pretty much kick my ass.
I would never let a woman kick my ass.
Like I said, not a pro by any means, maybe just above a beginner level. But this thing is pretty amazing, and I've been around a lot of guitars at least, and I do know quite a bit, maybe not the language, but how they feel to me. After the first 5 years of playing, you know, I wanted to get away from the tremolo system, but if you didn't play a Les Paul, or you didn't play a PSR, or like nowadays Schecter, which I owned one for a while. Some of these guitars I have owned. This hybrid, I call it a hybrid, is something that I would put it as maybe, and I'm not lying, is one of the coolest and maybe one of the best guitars I've had. I've had it now for about a month, and I gotta say, it's became my favorite guitar. First of all, we have the Wizard neck. Wizard HP neck is the actual name of it. I've played on many of these. Always fascinated when I go into a guitar store. I've always had to play something that had one of these necks, whether it be the RG or the S, and I always loved the S feel, and this one even feels better, even though they feel kind of odd at first. Getting back to that no trem, you know, we've all kind of, I don't say we all, but certain players like me, the trem's there, but we don't use it. I use a wah pedal a little, and we always wanted that more simple guitar, so it's either getting a Les Paul or like a PSR, like I said, but with more of a, you know, the two humbucker, more rockish look and feel, with more of a metal style neck. And really, I've never landed anything close to that. You know, everything that was at a prestige level, always had the tremolo, could never find anything that fit. Ibanez was the only one that made the Wizard. I was just kind of waiting for this guitar and trying other guitars, and nothing ever completely satisfied me. Unless it had a tremolo on it, and then came the troubles of going out of tune, change strings, high maintenance. And with this guitar, it's almost a hardtail, but it's a fixed bridge, hardtail, whatever you want to call it. It's got the two humbuckers. It's got the ultra thin neck, like I said before. But this has not been set up yet. This section is actually really, really high. It's pretty much out of the box. I mean, you can just kind of tell if you just push down with your finger on the strings and kind of take a look. There's a lot of room to bring this down, and I was lucky enough to play one of these that was set up, and it's low. They can get low, but this thing is amazing. It's simply amazing. I've played many Ibanez's, and I went through that gimmick stage that Ibanez had for a while, but I never liked I played the gems. I felt the gems are way overrated. Sorry, I have a sore throat today, but and then I've played the JS's, which I kind of liked better than the gems. JS 1000, I actually owned the 1000, which was okay-ish guitar, but again, trem was a little bit of a problem, stability, a little bit of a problem, but a good guitar. This guitar, I won't rid because I really like it, this Fender Strat, although I'm starting to favor this one. This thing is just a gem. The only thing that I might change about this guitar would be the humbuckers. They have a V8, V7, not really sure where they come from, Ibanez humbuckers. But outside of that, straight out of the box, I've never had something feel this good. And like I said, it's not set yet it still feels fairly fast, and I'm not a fast guitar player. Like I said, amazing. It stays in tune. Even with these stock pickups and this crappy amp, this is the worst amp I've ever had. Practice amps, I would like to go, even though it's an emulator, I'd love to go to maybe a Spider or something like that. But using a really cheesy amp right now. But it still sounds pretty good, and it feels excellent. But it is easy to get around, even for me. Like I said, I'm not that fast of a player, and I can kind of sing fast on this guitar. It's easier to do stuff on this guitar. It's just that simple. You could change the strings in a matter of minutes with the Magnum locking system. So it's basically everything I wanted out of Ibanez, but would never get, so I would never end up keeping what I had, or I would never end up buying something because it was just a little bit, the middle pickup on the other S series getting in the way. The only Ibanez I could find without a middle pickup was a premium, and the premiums just weren't built. And you can tell this is a Prestige. You can just tell by the feel of it, the build of it, the quality of it is pretty strong. I mean, you can bend this thing all day and it'll just come back right in tune. It's not going to have any tremolo problems, of course. I mean, it has amazing stability, great intonation. So if you're really bending, if you're really through a whole song, and change some of this gain off. And I have to say, I've played the Les Paul. I wanted to like the Les Paul. The Les Paul to me was kind of a disappointment. Les Pauls aren't even made right. They're still using the style from the 60s. And nothing against Les Paul fans, because there was a few things about it that I did enjoy, and I could see why people do play them. And they are stylish, in a retro kind of way. But this has kind of a more modern look, with the quilted maple, but yet it still has a kind of a soothing look, kind of like a Santana thing going there, but with more of a modern cut. And it does go 24 frets. I just don't know why this guitar has not been seen yet by the public. And I think because most of the guys that are looking for those hardtail, simple guitars with a good neck are looking elsewhere and have no idea what Ibanez has created here. I'm not pulling for Ibanez in any kind of way, which is weird because I did not like the Gem. I almost have a hate for the Gem. Kind of like the JS. I'm not big on it, but this may be one of the best quality guitars I've ever touched. And I had to get rid of a Schecter C1 Hellraiser. It had a shorter neck. String tension was real heavy. It was really hard to bend the strings. The 81s in the C1 Hellraiser were 81 TW. They could split, but for some reason the suppression of noise in that Schecter just didn't allow for really anything to come out. And so that guitar just did not impress me at all. Unfortunately, I did not really give it a test run before I bought it. I just heard all those good reviews, and I think it's a tad bit overrated. I think for that kind of money, I think there's better. But let me go back because I had to stop the video there for a second. And I think I was on Schecter, and didn't really like that. I had an EVH PV from the 90s, one of the original. That was actually a pretty good guitar despite the tremolo. That became my favorite guitar for many years, but the name brands just weren't hitting me. I had a Studio Les Paul, Studio Deluxe 2, and just certain things about the Les Paul's tone and stuff, and it was like the neck. I wasn't a big fan of the 50-60 neck combination. One's a little thicker, one's a little thinner. Neither one felt that great to me. SG, same thing. Cool guitar, but it didn't just hit like this guitar just hit me as far as picking up. And a lot of people would stay away from this guitar for two stupid reasons. And a lot of kids buy guitars because they have those 81s in it, or they have a Gravity Storm, which Gravity Storm I think is going in this. But when you buy a guitar, you buy a guitar for, you're buying the body, you're buying the neck, very important. The neck has to feel good to you. You're buying the stability, intonation. You're buying the tension, neck width. All that is the most important, because a shitty guitar with great pickups can have to replace the whole neck, trim system, and all that to fit you. You want the perfect guitar, and this is probably about as perfect as I ever got. And you can always change the pickups. It's not a huge deal there. No, you should find what feels good to you. And for me, this just blew me away. When I first picked it up. Difference in tone with the 5-way there. And a little bit of tone switch. Obviously get that fat, kind of something like that. Where you're playing the, real kind of smooth, jazzy, whatever. It also has a nice, very smooth. Chime on the bottom, just and so the pickups aren't horrible by any means. The pickups are not that bad, so you get nice smooth, and for that type of clean blues too. Just I haven't tuned it up when I cut the video or anything. It's still very much in tune. So very great sounding guitar. I would highly recommend this guitar to anyone out there. Obviously, it's a higher end guitar, so you're looking at around 1700, 1800 actually. But when I compare it to anything in that price range, it's miles ahead in my opinion. It's just got that quality of it, strumming, ripping, whatever. That feel, I can't explain it. It's so. Try to get your hands on one of these. If not, get your hands on an S Series Prestige.